Hey YouTube, I'm gonna do a basic rundown of cab light installation for a pickup truck. Uh, Basically, the way I'm gonna start this is explaining what you need. First, you're gonna want a set of cab lights, obviously, but particularly, I would get a set from Harbor Freight, which are in the range of $15 to $20. And they basically come with 5 lights with bulbs included, a gasket for the lens, a gasket that goes between the base and the truck, and then it comes with 10 mounting screws, 5 quick splice connectors, a fusible link, a lighted switch, and then some extra wire. And your mileage may vary on how you want to hook this all up, but I'll get to that eventually. Uh, You're also going to need soapstone. You can find that in the welding section at Home Depot with all the welding electrodes and uh, other supplies like that, of course. And basically, this is going to be a removable uh, marking tool. So it'll be like a kind of like a marking pencil for carpentry, except it's for metal. You mark metal with it, then you can just rub it off. It won't can't contaminate welds. Um, then you're gonna need a set of calipers. Digital is fine. That's all. That's the most accuracy you're gonna need. And honestly, even if it goes to just the closest inch, that's really all you need. Um, then you're gonna need about an eighth inch drill bit. I'd actually go a 16th above that, but be careful with that. Just make sure that your screw is actually gonna be able to go in. You might have to widen the screw holes a little bit once you do that, and that's also gonna make the holes for your wires, which these lights have one wire that are for the positive, and then the back screw hole has a ferrule in it that grounds it to the roof of the truck, and that allows you to only need one wire, and that also makes it a lot easier to wire it up in the long run. Uh, you're probably gonna want like a screwdriver, not really totally necessary. Uh, I'll put a list in in the thingy-majigger when I get the chance, and maybe you'll be able to acquire some of the stuff. You're gonna need basic wiring tools like a tool that can cut, shave, and crimp connectors. You're gonna need crimp connectors, of course. Have to get the little hockey, like the air hockey things, the little round things you used to hit the pucks. Oh, they look like that, but they're crimp caps, and they work the same as a wire nut, but you crimp them, and I think that I can trust those better than wire nuts, and they're also super cheap. Uh, then I would get like some zip ties. You only need small ones. You might need extra wire. Really, you'll figure that out whenever you're actually ready to wire it. And that's pretty much it for the materials. Uh, oh, and obviously you need a drill for. I forgot that. That's like the most basic tool here. Most needed actually. Okay, so what I'm going to show you guys is a few CAD drawings here of how to measure this out. Um, you'll figure out a way, I'm sure, to get them a certain distance away from the windshield, but that's what I'd measure off of, is the top edge of the roof slash the windshield. And I find that 4 to 6 inches looks good on just about any truck. Really set it at 4 inches, step back in front of the truck and do an angle and everything. Make sure it looks good. Uh, Once you figure that out, place the middle light and make sure you got a perfectly straight line that's going to go straight back to the back of the truck. You can draw a line down the center of the truck with soapstone if you really need to, and then the distance between these mounting holes are about 3.5 inches roughly. I can't quite remember, but that's one of the few things here you'll actually need to be pretty exact so that the screws don't cant off in a certain direction. They definitely need to be able to clamp down on the mount bases. Uh, what I would recommend, actually, you'll have to take the lenses off. They have a screw on top. You'll need to take the bulbs out. Just don't use the bulbs because you'll hate yourself. But they're cheap bulbs anyway. You may even have them laying around when you had to replace that one license plate bulb that went out for no reason. They're 194 type, I believe. Then, anyway, so once you do that, use a small tube of silicone sealant that you can use with just your hand. You don't need a caulking gun for. This will make it a heck of a lot easier. And dab a pretty good amount in all of your holes, uh, your screw holes and your wire hole actually. The middle hole can be, there's some allowance there. It doesn't have to be perfectly measured or anything because there's a lot of tolerance just for the wire. And then stick your wire through, set your mount base down, screw the screws in a little bit at a time. You don't want to tighten one end of the light fixture all at once because you can crack it really easy like that, and also compress the gasket too much, which won't not very good. Let's just say that. But definitely make sure you're going a little bit at a time. That's what I would use a screwdriver for. That should be all you need it for. Once you do that, what I would do is once you pull your headliner down and everything, run some silicone sealant to run all those holes again, basically right around the screws. And then try not to touch it because that stuff is really concentrated and it really gets stuck on your fingers and stuff, and it's just a pain. Get your tools and your truck all nasty. And then for the wiring part, what I'll show you guys is the basic schematic for that. And when I say basic, it's really basic. I mean, a caveman can do this. So you're going to take your wire from your power source of your decision, whether it be a dome light, daytime running lights. Maybe you already have a harness for it. So if it's a 3/4 or a 1 ton, you should already have it in the harness. So I would just look on the forums and stuff, like Dodge Forum and the F-Series forums. You can probably find it, and just use a quick splice on that. You might need to get a couple extra of those for this, but it does come with 5 or 6 of them. I can't remember. Then you're going to run your wire up the door pillar, preferably on the driver's side. Make sure you have your fuse in there, and I would actually put the fuse at the source of where it connects, so that anywhere that you can access it in case it blows, so you don't have to take like your door pillar off again just to change a fuse or hope that it's actually blown. And then run the wire up. You're going to need this wire to go all the way across the roof to the other, basically the other door. You're going to use a crimp cap, and definitely do this. Put a crimp cap right on the end of that wire. Or you can run that to your very far right cab light, the passenger side, all the way to the right one. And then you can use a quick splice and then connect all the wires from the lights to that quick splice and crimp it all together and not have to add any wire. This will wire it in series, so I'm pretty sure if you have a light go out, it'll make them all go out. Don't hold me to that because I'm not an electrician, even though it's like 5th grade stuff probably. But so if these just randomly don't work one day or they stop working for whatever reason, take the lenses off, take the bulbs out, be careful with them, and check to see if they're blown. If the end of it is black or the glass has black on it, it's probably blown. So like I said, they're really cheap. And check them all too. Don't, like, if you find one that's blown, don't just check that. Check all 5 of them just to make sure. So you don't have to deal with that frustration again, just in case you had a couple go out for some reason. But anyway, once you have that all together, make sure they work and everything before you put it all back together. I learned that the hard way. I do that a lot actually. And then you should be able to step back during the daylight and look at the cab light straight on. You won't even be able to see the sides of them. If you don't see the sides, they should be perfectly straight, except for the 2 outside ones. You might be able see the sides of them, because if they're canted a little bit, then it's probably not a big deal. See, a lot of people aren't going to notice this type of thing, but there's certain people like me that will. Of course, if I see somebody with janky cab lights, I'm not going to say that anything about it because they probably know. but yeah, so hopefully this helped you guys, because a lot of people have asked me about my particular truck around here, around my school and stuff, because they want to put them on their truck probably, and and I'll get this out to the third generation Dodge Dakota forum. If you have one of those trucks and you're not part of the forum already, definitely go join it. We'll all welcome you, and you'll get to see all the mods that we do and stuff. I'm the one who made the video, so let me know if there's anything else that you guys need to know, and I'll either explain or I'll make a follow-up video. So hopefully that helped you guys, like I said. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.